Welcome back to Car Juice. Today I'm going to be giving you guys the squeeze on the 2025 BMW X6 M60. The 2025 BMW X6 M60, I've already done a video on it. You guys probably saw that a couple of weeks ago, but I wanted to particularly do a video on this exact X6 M60 as it's pretty much loaded with every single M Performance option you could get, from the little M badges on the side panel on the fenders to the ground effects that go along the side with the M Performance badge laid out with the carbon fiber along it as well, all the way to these matte black 22-inch wheels. Very, very cool looking spec on this car. The paint is also a individual option. It is a $5,000 lime rock gray individual paint. What's cool with the M individual colors, or I mean just the individual colors, is that all of the hung parts such as the door handles, the front bumper is actually hand painted on this thing. You also have this cool, very aggressive carbon fiber front splitter, graded carbon fiber mirror caps with the full M extension, extra kind of arrow portions here that redirect the air down to the spoiler on the back of the car. The carbon fiber spoiler is a lot more aggressive than the standard one that comes on the X6. The carbon fiber rear diffuser to complement the rest of the car. Very, very cool setup. No M Performance exhaust. It's already got the M Performance exhaust on it from the factory, being that it is an X6 M60, so it's already going to be a lot louder than your standard BMW X6. So the window sticker, the original price is $95,150, and then all of the other special edition features takes this thing to a total of $16,000 in added options, which is crazy. Total MSRP on this car, $122,000. You're not really going to see another one that has this much equipment on it, which is just really cool to see what all of the M Performance parts make this thing look like. Let's go ahead and take a look underneath the hood. You're going to find the S68 engine under here, making 523 horsepower. The big difference between the S68 and the N63 is the mild hybrid that is added in the back corner. So this thing is going to be very smooth as you take off and start and stop. The S68 is a slightly bit more reliable than the N63. It's still a BMW V8, so I would recommend buying one new. Don't buy one pre-owned. They do depreciate very well. So if you want to risk it, just buy a warranty and you're still going to have a pretty cool car. That is pretty much everything on the outside of this that I wanted to touch on. You are going to have LED headlights and LED taillights, which are animated when you hit the lock and unlock buttons. They're going to kind of pulse awake, and then the LED taillights are very bright. These are the same as they have been since 2020, whenever this body style came out. Let's go ahead and test out the headroom and stuff as we're getting into the back of the car. This is still a full review on the car. So headroom on the X6 versus the X5, as you're getting in and out, is a little bit tighter. For the most part, adults are going to be fine getting into the back seat of this, and then once you're in the car, you're going to be more or less okay. Got about 4 inches, 3-4 inches or so of headroom, and then we have a roughly 5 or so inches of leg room sitting in the back seat of the car. So even if you're sitting with a very tall person in the front, you're going to be pretty much okay in the back. The rear seats do not recline, but as I mentioned earlier, they are heated, which you can control through the 4-zone climate menu there in the center. And then you also have the travel and comfort system where you can add in a different trays or different accessories into the back of the car, which makes it quite nice. And then you have a little USB Type-C there on the side, so you can charge your devices. With this being an executive package car, it does have these nice little curtains. Most X6s aren't going to have this. You can get it on the X6 40i as well for, I think, like $250 or $300. Rear trunk room is going to be a little bit bigger in an X5 versus the X6, just as you lose some of that additional headroom space. But you do have a hard tonneau cover to cover up everything in the back of the car with the cool X6 badge labeled on there. The X6 is a bit more expensive than an X5, but it does come with a little bit more value savings and stuff, and as far as depreciation goes, the X6 isn't going to depreciate quite as bad. Massive storage compartment underneath here. The tires are run flat tires. If you got a nail in them or anything like that, you'll just keep driving as it is. In the rear, you've got 315, 30, 22-inch tires on the back, and then 275, 35, 22-inch tires on the front. And you got the premium contacts, which are in the mid-grade of what I would recommend our factory tires sit at. Let's see. We've got our upgraded carbon fiber interior trim on the driver's seat. These are the synthetic leather door handles. Got extended merino leather. These are still going to be the synthetic material. However, if you did upgrade to the full leather dashboard, you're going to have a full leather dash on the inside of the car, which does look really nice. With this being an M Sport model, you are going to get the M steering wheel. Something that you might not have known about the M wheels versus the not like the baby M cars is that the full M's have the multicolored stitching on the steering wheel versus the baby M's just have a regular black stitching. So little fun fact, you can always brag to your friends that you have multicolored options on your steering wheel instead of just like a straight black steering wheel. Kind of cool. Some features and such on this, you do have the iDrive 8.5 operating system. You have access to your climate control and all of those things right through the bottom of the screen here, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And then you also have a full color heads-up display, which looks very nice. Let's see, kick around to the sunroof. If you click this one button here, the whole sunroof is going to open up, revealing those 1800 crystal etchings on the sunroof, which look very nice at night. They're going to be corresponded in color to whatever you have set inside of the car. What also is going to change in color is along this dashboard here, the M logo is going to change to whatever color you have selected. Same with the lights on the doors. This one does have the upgraded Harman Kardon sound system. You can add the Bowers & Wilkins for about $3,400. And then down here in the center console, you're going to have a wireless phone charger without a little fan to blow on the back. It does heat your phone up just a little bit, so it's more of a maintenance charge. And then another option that we mentioned earlier is the executive package, which gives you the crystal shifter and the crystal start-stop button. It also adds a crystal look to the iDrive controller. You also have the nice multi-contoured seats with the nice Sinsafin material. Looking down between your legs, you're going to have a power crumb catcher, which is nice. So if you're a taller person and you take this thing on a road trip, you're going to be able to adjust this around and make it a little bit easier on your legs and back and stuff as you're going for a longer trip. The steering wheel is also full power, where you can adjust it and move it forward and in and out with just the push of the little joystick on the side of the wheel there. That is pretty much everything that I wanted to touch on inside of the car. So I'm going to go ahead and put one of you guys over here on the window, and then I'm going to put another version of you guys up on the dashboard, and we're going to take this thing on a quick spin. All right, so in the driver's seat of the 2025 BMW X6 M60, you're going to find yourself in a very nice cabin. The upgrades on the BMW X6 M60 over the regular X640i are as multitudinous. The upgrades on the X6 M60i over the regular X640 are as such. So you are going to have four-wheel steering, which helps this thing jip and drive and lean into the corners much more aggressively than a non-M60 model. So it has what's called essentially the dynamic handling package on some of our cars. So with that dynamic handling package, you're going to, your rear wheels turn in with the front wheels at the same time. And then you're also going to get an M differential, which is going to help this thing lean into the corners much more aggressively. And stay planted at low speeds, the wheels are going to turn in opposing directions. So they will be able to better kind of corner and cut into the like tight parking spaces a little bit easier. And then whenever you're going at high speeds, they actually turn in the same direction, allowing this thing to basically glide across the surface. You can option the X6 M60 with air suspension, which is going to increase its weight a little bit, but it's not going to handle quite as smoothly or as aggressively. Adaptive suspension basically is going to let sport mode drive more sporty and let comfort mode drive more comfortably. I just kicked over into Sport Plus, which is going to open up the exhaust and give you access to that full 523 horsepower and add a little bit of kind of maybe a little bit synthetic exhaust sound, burble and pops and cracks and fun stuff like that. It's also going to let the 8-speed transmission downshift a little bit more aggressively than otherwise. As far as fuel economy goes, this thing does get pretty good gas mileage for as big as the engine is. Probably going to get around like 19 miles per gallon or so around town. And then whenever you are taking this thing on the highway, you could get as high as like in the upper 20s, giving you roughly probably about like a 20 mile per gallon, give or take kind of range, depending on what your driving style and driving habits are like. I do think that if you were looking for a business expense or something like that, maybe go with an X6 M60, as it's going to be a little bit less common. You're not going to see that quite as much. If you're, somebody that really is into cars, you're just not going to see like this all the time like you are going to see an X5 around. So might be something a little bit cool to look into if you're somebody that leases a new car every couple of years, or if you are somebody that's looking to maybe trade out of it in a couple of years. I do think that the X6 is going to hold its value a little bit better than, say, like a regular X5. Generally, the V8 BMWs do depreciate a bit more than the non-V8 BMWs, so keep that in mind as you are shopping around. People are a little bit wary of that V8 engine reliability long term, so you are going to potentially face some higher holding costs whenever it goes to sell this thing. The higher up you go in value with BMW, the more likely it is to depreciate. If you're looking for something to just own for a couple of years, then an M340 is probably going to be your absolute best bet. It's my favorite car. I've owned one. They're just a great vehicle. Got the B58 versus the S68, just a little bit different on the reliability metrics there. If you are shopping for a new X6 M60 or a V8 BMW in general, there is a 300-mile run-in period. You don't have to go into the dealership to do an extra oil change or anything like that, but the power is reduced and it won't let you go above 5,000 RPMs for the first 300 miles till the engine gets broken in a little bit. But yeah, that's kind of my quick run through. I mostly just wanted to do this video so that I could show off the cool and performance parts on this thing. It is very, very nicely equipped BMW X6, and I just get excited whenever we get something in that's a little bit different than a regular cookie cutter, BMW that's, black on black. The lime rock gray makes this thing kind of cool. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video. If you liked it, please hit that subscribe button. And I also apologize if this video didn't flow quite as well. My allergies are killing me. We have so much pollen right now, and I'm just trying to, batch out content and stuff like that. And sometimes you get the allergy version, but I appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.